Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 588. I'm Bryan Cohen from Best Page Forward. I'm very, very excited to be chatting with you solo. We got a solo episode today. We had K.A. Lind last week. She's amazing. But here's the thing. It's been a little crazy, as you may have heard in the last episode. My wife and child and I were all flooded out, which has made life a little bit crazy, a little bit difficult. We're bouncing around from places. We've got a long-term rental coming up soon while our house is being repaired. That is making me reflect a lot on kind of the challenges of life and how life can impact your author business. If you have a thing happen like this, a fire, a flood, what have you. If you have a thing happen like a health concern, there is always this push, right? There is always this desire to still keep up and to still go at full blast and to still write as many words and release as many words and say like, oh, well, everyone else is doing it, I have to do it. And I need to remind you, as I need to occasionally and right now remind myself that, look, life is going to happen. And I am definitely a big believer in still good things are going to come from this, even though it's been a really rough, earth-shattering thing for us. Good things are going to come from it because we have flood insurance. We are going to get new floors, new furniture, new appliances, new things in our life. And if you believe in a little bit of woo-woo, as I do believe in the woo-woo. When you create space for new things, new and better and bigger things may be able to happen for you. In the midst of all this happening, the good news is with Best Page Forward is that we're having our best financial year ever. And I'll actually change that and say best financial year yet, because ever means of all time, and hopefully even better things are happening. We're helping authors do incredible things that we have not been able to do ever before, and helping authors hit the top 10 in the Kindle store, helping authors to get set up their first ads, helping authors to grow to $5,000 a month. We're able to do this all at the same time, which has been so fortunate, which has been so incredible. And so, yes, it is a tough situation. Yes, I'm worried that you guys are hearing pings because I can't get them to stop on my computer. Yes, there are all sorts of challenging things in life right now for us, but we survived, and now we get to move toward thrive. We just have a few things to get through first. So previous week's question was, what do you think is the best decision you've made for your marketing over the last 3 years? Dharma Kelleher said focusing on meta ads and doubling down on branding as an LGBTQ author. Logan Russell says, I made these boarding pass bookmarks for my sci-fi series that takes place at a tourist resort on Mars. I hand them out to potential readers at in-person events. Say, here's your boarding pass for your trip to Mars. It has been great for hooking people into my table. And Joe Lucan said, saying no to an organization I had consulted for over 20 years, one that no longer aligned with my goals, opened up space for it. It opened up space in my life. That decision enabled me to say yes to Bryan's Pathfinders, which has put me on a larger platform, stretched me and challenged my thinking, and helped me to do even more of what I love. And that is awesome, Joe. And really, look, with Dharma, you want to connect with your target readers, and embracing who you are and the kind of books you write sounds like it was the perfect thing for you to do. So that is awesome, Dharma. Logan, I love the creativity, my friend. That is so fun. It sounds like the exact perfect thing for connecting with your readers. I love that. Love that. And then, Joe, I've so enjoyed working with you in Pathfinders. I'm getting so many pings. I'm really hoping you guys aren't hearing them. I have absolutely no clue how to turn them off on my computer. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'm not getting all these that you guys aren't hearing all these pings, because I have no way how to stop them. I'm desperately trying. I'm guessing I'm just a very popular guy. So, but I've loved working with you in Pathfinders, Joe. It has been so awesome to get to coach you, to get to work with you, and I'm so proud of all the cool things you've done. Everyone, you have the ability to answer the question of the week every single week, and you may get your answer read on the show. Just go to the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group. sellmorebookshow.com is another place that you can do it as well. All right. Top story of the week: alone but not lonely. Quote, writing by nature is a solitary pursuit, says Colleen Story on Master Writer Mindset. In fact, many authors try their best to find time to be alone just so they can write. Unfortunately, sometimes we carve out too much time, cutting ourselves off from the world. Isolation can lead to more writing, but too much for too long, and the writing process can start to feel daunting rather than rewarding. Quote, solitude is a writer's best friend. Really, it allows for deep thinking, uninterrupted creation, and the quiet needed to hear your own voice, says Story. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a sense of disconnection and longing for companionship. The key is to find a balance where we sustain our writing life by balancing solitude with meaningful connection. There is a difference between being alone and feeling alone. Finding and maintaining that balance might not be easy at first, but Story has a few ideas to get you started, like making it a point to be at least a little socially active. Even if you're an introvert, there's probably a level of socializing you'd feel comfortable with. One of the easiest and lowest stakes ways is to find a writing group, either in person or online. You can plan short breaks around people. Even a walk or a cup of coffee with a friend can help keep loneliness at bay. If it's a fellow writer, all the better. If you're comfortable with more, you can try collaborating on projects or setting up regular brainstorming sessions with another author. Quote, spending all day at your desk can intensify loneliness. I found it really helpful to schedule regular writing outings where I grab my laptop or notebook and head out to some other place, anywhere but my everyday creative writing space, says Story. Often I'm amazed at how much my productivity increases. I absolutely agree with Colleen on this one. I mean, I used to write at a writing co-op. And one of the nice things was there was a writing room, and then there was a kind of a kitchen area where you could chat. And I miss that. I do miss that. Even though my wife and I both work from home in the same place, in the same house, her in the downstairs, me in the upstairs, when our house is all healed up, we'll return to the same arrangement. I think that having those outings where you are able to connect with other people is a really great way to consider this going forward. So our hot potatoes of wisdom questions were, how do you connect with others so you don't feel too isolated? One thing I've done, and this is something in the Author Ad School program, there are daily Page Pals writing rooms. They are silent, so there isn't as much communication there, but you're at least writing with other people at the same time. It's essentially a form of body doubling. But one of the best ways I've done this is when folks come into town, when we hold our retreats in Chapel Hill, I make sure to really, really focus on them. I don't make it an inconvenience to be meeting other people. I make it a priority. Second question, are there additional benefits to connecting with other authors in addition to non-writer friends? I mean, when you connect with people who know what you're going through, who know what your self-publishing life is like, this can be really, really helpful. Yes, you should connect with the non-writer friends in your life, but connecting with like-minded people is so key to avoiding that sense of isolation. You can feel isolated amongst friends if they don't, and your spouse, if they don't understand what you're going through. So it's It's not just about a conference. I think this is one of the reasons we have our Groundbreakers groups and our Pathfinders groups. It's because we know that social component of connecting with other authors is so, so important. Let's go into the lightning round. Whoosh. So, what is a good way to create rabid fans? And I think in our question of the week, what Logan goes into is having a way to make people feel like you're a little bit different. I think that is really, really helpful. One of the ways we do it is we focus on what we can do better than anybody else, which is to provide really good customer service, to always answer emails quickly, to make sure that we answer questions during webinars. We do what other people can't or won't do because it's too much work. That is something we do. That doesn't mean do the same thing. I think it means, though, what is something other authors in your genre aren't doing that you're good at, that you could put more time and effort behind? You don't have to become great at everything. Can you just become good at something that no one else has even thought about? That might be a good way to make progress there. Another question, how do you get more readers to know, like, and trust you? Folks, I've told it 6 different ways on this show, 60 different ways over the course of 588 episodes. You need to email your readers. You need to connect with your readers. Emailing once a month is not enough. Tell who you are, share who you are. Even if you write a pen name, figure out what parts of that pen name are part of you, are parts of you. And so you can say that certain things that have happened to you happened to your pen name, whether it's the school you went to, formative events in your childhood. You don't have to pretend that your pen name has nothing to do with you. You can have some connective tissue to make it feel like a real person. And so, next question here is, how important is Instagram to marketing? So I've been putting a lot of effort into Instagram. I've been posting on Instagram 6 to 12 times a week. And I have seen some uptake from that. We have grown our following. We just passed 4,000 followers on there. It is my goal to get past 10,000 followers on there. Instagram really does fit well with certain genres. I'm not certain it fits well the way we're doing it right now, but certain genres like romantasy and dark romance and LGBT romance, these work really, really well with Instagram and TikTok. So if you are the kind of person who likes creating content, likes doing it regularly, and you just enjoy the process of creating content, consider Instagram. But Instagram is by no means, plenty of people with 0 Instagram followers sell plenty of books, so you don't have to do Instagram. Question here is, if you aren't writing as fast as you like, what are some recommendations you'd have to get faster? Stop editing while you write. Stop researching while you write. Stop it. Separate them. Separate them. And what's one piece of advice you'd give to an author who wants to put in the work to grow? Marketing can be fun. It's allowed to be fun. Remember that if there's something you are already doing that you like doing that sells more books, it doesn't matter if someone else is doing it or not. It matters that you enjoy it. So remember to focus in on what you enjoy, on what you can provide, what you can do better, and what you are willing to get better at. And that is going to help you to put in more work, to get better at the work that you do, and to continue to grow. So we need a question of the week here. So I'm going to put in, what do you do as an author to stave off loneliness and feel connected with other people? You can answer that question of the week over at the Sell More Book Show after party or at sellmorebookshow.com. We've got a special treat for you guys coming up next week. Claire Taylor will be returning to the show for 2 consecutive weeks with me And she has a great Kickstarter that you should check out about writing better characters. So go look out for her Kickstarter. It's coming real soon. And we are going to have her on the show very, very soon to talk about that and to discuss all sorts of stuff in the author world. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed today's short and speedy show. And I appreciate all of your wonderful support through this process that me and my wife and kid and cat are dealing with. Have a great week of book selling, everybody, and we'll see you next week for episode 589. Bye.